Hello and welcome to Primordial Flows, where we tune into and journey into our primordial source and essence. So you're welcome to follow along, journey along, move, sing, make sounds, rest, however you want to engage. Or not. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Or leave what you don't want to take. So, finding the breath. Tuning into this internal drumbeat, heart pulse. I'm hearing the skies crackling and ice hail showering down. This coolness showering down from the skies. And I see a bird falling from the sky, dying. I see many pigeon doves falling from the sky. I don't want to give up. I don't want to jump to meaning, but this feels ominous. Feels like hope is being lost. I feel this immense grief and shaking. Feeling a little bit hesitant to dive deeper into this message because sometimes we don't want to hear more about all of the atrocities going on in the world. Sometimes we want to escape it, but sometimes hearing and feeling it can be a relief because you're not alone in feeling this grief. And being able to acknowledge it and name it can resensitize us to feeling our hearts, accessing our love. So, if grief is coming up, I invite you to allow it. I'm even seeing the sunflowers crying, like beads of water coming from their centers where all the seeds grow. Feeling a trembling around in these waters, in my heart. If you need to shake or anything, let yourself shake. I'm feeling kind of cold, so I'm going to put a blanket on. Feeling this ache in my heart. It might feel like the world is ending. It might feel like you've lost so much. Or you know people who have lost so much. Or you see people losing so much. I invite us to feel the impacts of that in our hearts. Drawing upon the source of love as a resource. Or whatever, if you have another resource that is more accessible. But I'm seeing this image of a well in my heart. It's the source of life. If we're all sitting around this well together, seeing this image of all of us sitting around the well together, drinking from the well, passing it around, allowing this grief to wash over us. I'm also seeing the fire burning in the heart, fire burning in the stomach and rising into the heart. Burning away anything that's been holding us back from our deep knowing, from honoring our deep knowing, hearing it, integrating it. I'm seeing this image of like this giant gear representing linear time. There's like thousands of spokes on this gear, representing the thousands of dreams and possibilities that we see, that we know. And just one tiny little click is in our lifetime. And there might be so much that we want to accomplish, so much that we want to do. So many things we want to tend to. The mind being very busy. But the body needing something different. The body needing to move at its own pace, while knowing that all of those dreams and visions and aspirations don't just belong to one person. They don't just belong to our individual selves. They belong to all of our lineages, all of our ancestors, and all of those who will come after. And slowing down, we create space for the joy that is needed. We create space for the spaciousness, beauty, wonder. Releasing the millions of things we think we have to do. Coming back to the presence that matters the most. Because if we do anything and we're not able to be present, then why are we even doing it? Maybe it's for survival. We can be present to that. We can become present to our dissociation. We can acknowledge our dissociation with compassion. I see you, dissociated one. I understand. don't need to change or fix it all right now. Just acknowledge it. Have understanding. I'm seeing a yard opening to like a stone circle table. And there's a circle of people sitting around the table. Circle of the wisest and healed ancestors, including the trees and the birds, the whales nearby, the water that you can see off in the distance. And there is this breath synchronizing through everyone there. As some people inhale, others exhale, and vice versa. And those alternating breaths and creating waves and ripples of compassion. Placing a hand on my womb. I'm feeling some brittleness, some bones, some dried old bones. These bones are being sculpted by those breaths, by the waves of breaths. They're being sculpted into these like star shapes, like many pointed stars, multi-dimensional. Like spikes or something, like if you see a cayenne molecule or something. It's just something very spiky. bones being carved into spiky shapes like that. From the wind and the harmonization. And they blow across this desert landscape like in the wind. I was gonna say like something, but I forget the name of those like stick circle things that blow in the desert across the desert. But these are spiky bones blowing, carved to be so thin they're light, and they just roll. The wind blowing at them, making them like carving away at their substance so they're thinner and thinner. In this desert, feels like it lost its trees, which dried it out. Dried out all the water, the humidity in the atmosphere, in the rivers. It's become brittle. This is where all those doves and pigeons were falling. In this brittle, dry land that I felt in my womb. I was just at a healing circle with a group of women, and there's a few there who are mothers raising children. And they're all just talking about how tired they are, and some are having health issues and not having time for any spiritual practice and just surviving. And part of me feels like so grateful I'm not in their position because I don't have kids. But I also feel grief in that because it's been a choice for me to not have kids and to prioritize my work and like my life. I don't know, I have Capricorn in my North Node, so my North Node in Capricorn, so it's like that's been my focus, is my life's work for so long. There hasn't been an opportunity to feel like I am supported enough in my situation, my community, my family to have kids. And so when I see people my age who are having kids, it seems really draining and hard. The people in the circle were talking about how they wish that they had the village around them for people to help take care of each other and not have to do everything by themselves, like single moms or even moms who have partners, or even parents or caregivers who have partners. And so there's a grief there, and in seeing this desert in my womb space and the brittleness of the bones makes me think of this grief and almost like this wind, this breath at the circle is just wearing so thin. Like there's something where the bones are like representing, these like carved bones are like representing these ancestral connections. Maybe at one time they used to be stars, but they've become so brittle because the connections haven't been tended to, that they're about to disappear. And what will happen to us if our ancestors disappear is that, like, our connection, what will happen to people if their connections to their ancestors disappear, because this image might be suggesting that that's when we disappear. Like maybe that's when everything collapses. Maybe it's a warning. I'm hearing like maybe there's only so much grace until something collapses. And that could be, that could be a metaphor for relationships that drain us, or it could be a metaphor for a situation, or it could be a metaphor for climate change, climate collapse, climate crisis. So there was another aspect of like the bones being carved. Which felt like a distortion or something. Like trying to become something that like trying to hide who we really are or something. To the point where we lose who we are. We forget. We erase our humanity. We erase ourselves. This is not to shame. This is to unveil where the shame has been draining us. So, in this image of the desert, what is needed? I'm hearing thunderstorms. This fear of floods. This giant river being formed. It's like a new vein being carved because the erosion of the earth is changed. There's new waters being formed, new bodies of water being formed, new shapes. New mythologies emerging from the old ones. And there's work to be done in linking the transition and in storying these changes. And that looks like storying our own mythologies, connecting, reaching back to the past, filling in the stories of our transformation from our ancestral stories all the way till now, through the love and the horror, through the histories of colonization and the life and love that kept people alive throughout all of it. There's stories here, there's individual stories and collective stories. There's stories for each place. Unique to that place. It can feel overwhelming, but also knowing that they're there can be life-giving. Can turn us towards curiosity more and more. And we can weave our wholeness with this curiosity. And love.